This video right here, we're going to be talking about an incident I seen take place inside a prison, all because somebody accepted something that was given to them by another inmate. And not just somebody, but a booty bandit. Y'all know what them are. Y'all heard about them, and beware of them. And it's common sense when you're in prison. You never want to accept something from somebody. Now, down here in prison, the main thing that, people joke about is don't eat the honey bun that's on your bed. Hold up. We have iced honey buns down here in Florida prison, not glazed. So stay away from the iced honey bun that's on your bed. I'm the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step two, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrog TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you're new over here, my name's Frog, and 9 times out of 10, everything I talk about on this channel is either prison or jail related. All right? I want to say thanks to all the subscribers out there. You know, we surpassed that 100K threshold. You feel me? And we just gonna keep on going and keep on dropping this real spill for y'all. Alright? So for this one here, I'm gonna be talking about how somebody received something from someone who they thought was just being friendly with them, who they thought was just looking out for them at the time, inside a prison. But in all reality, y'all know how it goes, man. You ain't never supposed to accept shit from nobody. You know how when you was younger, they tell you when you're a kid, don't accept candy from strangers? Well, that might as well stick with you when you're locked up, because somebody's going to always want something back in return. And this person wasn't just a somebody, but it was a booty bandit, okay? Y'all already know who those are, man. Them are the ones that try to catch you slipping, that don't want the same thing back in return. They don't even want something that's the same value. And they don't even want something that might be the same product. There's only one thing they're actually interested in, and that's your culo. You feel me? That's the best way that I can explain it. So, for this video here, I'm telling y'all how this individual was accepting stuff from a booty bandit. And, the bandit ain't want to take no for no answer. You know what I'm saying? For those that have been here for a long time, y'all know I've spoken on this type of subject, this type of topic, a bunch of times in different stories and things that took place. Okay? Now, when you go to an institution, and you come across a real bandit, a real person who's on the prey, on the prowl, and they're looking for someone that's less, dominant as them, it's like they could smell the aroma in the air and they're coming for you, all right? This one here happened to work inside of the kitchen. He worked inside the chow hall, and he was like, every morning, if you went to breakfast, he'd be standing there with his coffee inside of the chow hall, or his chicory is what you could call it. You feel me? Some places call it coffee, some other places call it chicory. Well, he was drinking his chicory early in the morning, and he would just stand there like this on the wall. Big old cocky dude, looked like he'd been down 35 years, sweating and shit, sweating more than his body produces liquid, it feels like. But he would just be standing there, breathing all big and shit while drinking his coffee every morning, and he'd watch every single person that comes inside of that chow hall, like in and out, in and out, in and out, like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? He'd make any person who was on that type of time, who was like, a little, he'd make any person that came in with some sugar in their tank, show it. Like just the way he was on scene, and the way he, tried to make you feel with the tension in the air. Any person who was actually, scared of that individual, or who was actually, that lived that kind of way, would show. And then he'd know exactly who to go after. Well, I remember seeing a couple times, me, I didn't really go to breakfast that often, you feel me? Because I had so much canteen in my lockers and shit, and I like to sleep past that hour, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, because a lot of people get wet up early in the morning on the way to the chow hall, believe it or not, because depending on what time of year it is, it's still dark out. So it's the easiest way to get away with it, you feel me? So a lot of blind spots already, so breakfast was kind of like, for me, I ain't really, fought with it that much. Plus, I got tired of eating the same stuff, But a few times I did see when I was there, that big old booty bandit, you know what I'm saying? he would give trays, extra trays to this certain individual, you know. And I guess, you know, that individual thought that he did it just because he was his friend. He thought just because he was cool. Maybe they were from the same place, or maybe he knew people that he knew, or they've been to institutions before together, or they've been locked up somewhere that they both got in common. You never know what it is or the reason why he thought that the bandit was giving him extra trays in the first place, okay? And the person would come out there with his extra tray, and he would sit down at a table, and he'd eat it in front of everybody else, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he was secretive with it. It was like he'd walk right up, and he'd just go right over there, kind of like where they stick the dirty, you know, trays in at, which the dirty flap where it goes into the dish room. And he'd lean over, and then you'd see the arms come out, big old muscular arms, giving him a tray. You feel me? And then the bandit would come back outside of the kitchen into the chow hall, and he would stand there like this, and he'd watch that dude eat his shit. You feel me? But when you look over and you see, it was like exotic trays, you know what I'm saying? It was like, for instance, if we went, say we're supposed to get like coffee cakes, or we're supposed to get grits or something like that. The dude over there would be eating pancakes, you know what I'm saying? Like with blueberries on them. Or if it was lunchtime and say we got meat and rice with gravy, you know, shit on a shingle, or like whatever they ended up giving us. You look over there, that boy got a big old healthy ass salad with cherry tomatoes and onions and ranch dressing and croutons and all that shit. But little did he know, the bandit wanted way more than some croutons and ranch and lettuce and shit back in return. You feel me? And from my perspective of peeping it and seeing it a couple times, made me feel like he was messing with the booty bandit, you know, because that's what people are going to think. They see you interacting with them like that, or doing any type of back and forth transactions, you know, first thing on everyone's mind is, oh, he gets down like that, which means, you know, he's messing with that bandit. You feel me? Even if you really aren't, you know, that's what it's going to look like. You know, that's the type of character you're going to put out there amongst yourself. So, like I said, I just seen the dude, you know, get a couple trays here and there from the dude. No biggie. Well, one morning, I wasn't even going to chow, you know. I didn't have intentions of going to chow or nothing like that. But I wake up to a bunch of commotion and arguing, you know, like shit going down. It sounded like people were bumping, and it sounded like a bunk bed slid, you know what I'm saying? I was in the open bay dorm at the time, and, you know, not every single bunk bed is bolted down, you know what I'm saying? You could actually slide your bunks and move your bunks. So I'm laying there and shit, you know, I was kind of up, but I was, you know, still relaxed. So it was like I was laying there with my eyes closed. You know, of course the lights are already on in the damn dorm. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard not to wake up when they say chow over the intercom and everybody gets up and starts going. Everybody's talking all out. So I was kind of up, but I was still laying there with my eyes closed and shit. And then next thing you know, you hear commotion and shit like that. But then once I heard the sound of like a bunk slide and everything like that, that's what made me get up and look. And what it was is there was 3 dudes that jumped on the bandit. The bandit himself wasn't in our dorm. He came down there that morning from the chow hall, and he tried to take the person who he was giving them trays to. He tried to take him. He came there when they popped that door for chow first thing in the morning. Like I said, depending on the time of year, it could be dark out, you know. And he was already at the door waiting for the door to pop. And then as soon as they have everybody lined up at the doors and they pop that door for everyone to go to the chow hall, he was already at the dorm, because he caught the door in order to come back inside our dorm. And he tried to take that dude that was in his bed, you know what I'm saying? I guess he wasn't going to chow that day either. So me waking up, everybody was jumping on this bandit, trying to get him off of the person he was trying to take advantage of. Now, the person he was trying to take advantage of was a black dude that was kind of like, you know, he stuck to himself, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like one of them loudmouth, you know, people, but he was one of them people that I guess he put off the type of vibe like he was to, you know, at least the bandit felt like that, you know. And the difference between bandits and sissies is sissies are full blown, and you know they act like they're feminine, you know what I'm saying, the way they carry themselves. A bandit likes to take shit and is dominant, you know what I'm saying? And they'll mess with sissies, you know what I'm saying, here and there, but really they rather just go after a manly figure, somebody who isn't really a sissy, and try to take that shit from them. That's the difference between a bandit and the other ones, you feel me? So when I wake up and I look over and I see this big old commotion going on, I guess when they when he jumped on the dude that was still in his bed and he was trying to, you know, fuck him right there inside of the damn dorm, he got lucky. There was a few people that stayed back and didn't go to chow that caught the situation. You know, people brushing their teeth in the open bay bathroom, or people that are deciding to, you know, shave real quick, or whatever it is they're trying to do early morning before they got to go to work call, you know. And them dudes jumped on him to get him off of that same individual that was accepting them plates from him. Now, I thought it was going to get into a worse situation, because when I looked up and was realizing what was going on and seeing that there was 3 dudes on one dude, the bandit himself pulled a knife out on all 3 of them dudes. And he was screaming to the other dude, like the one that he was giving the trays to, telling him, get over here, bitch. Get over here. Get over here. Like he was like trying to tell him, come to me. Come to me. Like you see in movies back in the day, you know what I'm saying? When it's a dog and they got the dog on the leash, and then the owner's trying to get him to come to him, and he's trying to scare the dog into getting over there. You feel me? After he done beat him so many times, he's trying to think that the dog will go there and scare, like he could scare him over there. And really, that ain't what happened. You feel me? The other dude wasn't coming. He was standing behind the other people, and he was so scared. His shirt was torn right here and here. Like the dude must have dove on him. And like I said, he was a big, heavy, cock booty bandit. You know what I'm saying? So by him diving on the motherfucker, I think that's what made the bunk go skrrk. You feel me? And it was loud enough to catch my attention, you know. But at the same time, them dudes that were jumping on him trying to get him off, they all, out of the 3 dudes, they weren't really living like that. They were just protecting this dude. So when the dude pulled the knife out, them same 3 dudes didn't want no problems. You get what I'm saying? And then that's when other people in the dorm jumped up and shit was like, man, get your fruity ass out of here. Blah, 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 blah. What? They pulled their knife out. Gang members start coming together and everything to go against this bandit. And they made this bandit leave the dorm. But the bandit was yelling at this individual the whole time. You're mine. You're mine. Don't worry, when I catch you, you're mine. Knife in hand and all, you're mine. Don't worry, I got something for you, you're mine. And the whole time, everyone's asking him, like, bro, what you got going on with the dude? And he's like, nothing. I don't know that dude like that. He's like, nothing. He's like, and they were like, how you know him? He was like, I met him in the chow hall. And then they were like, what do you mean? And then that's when it came out. He would give me extra trays and shit like that. He would give me, and then bam, right then and there, that was the source to his whole reason to thinking it's about that time. See, when you accept something from somebody, they got it in their mind that you owe them now. You feel me? And a lot of times they want more than they actually gave you. You see what I'm saying? You'll see that in movies and shows and stuff. It's true. It could go down like that. You know, somebody can let you borrow something that's like $1 because you're hungry right now. So they put $1, you know, in your stomach. You feel me? By feeding you. You know, they put $1 out there. Next thing you know, you go to try to pay them back. I don't want that. All right, do you want something else off the canteen? Nah. What do you mean? I owe you, right? Yeah, you owe me. But I don't want canteen. So then it's like, what do you mean? What do you want then? And then that's when them bandits try to scare you out of it. You're coolo. You see what I'm saying? That's the easiest way I can explain it or word it. You feel me? So you got to beware of these type of situations. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, me seeing them 3 dudes have to jump on this bandit, that bandit coming down there, sneaking down there at nighttime and waiting for the door to pop to sneak into the dorm, that's some stalking shit. So for me to see what type of time certain individuals and inmates are on, man, that made it to where I changed my whole ways of sleeping. Me, I've always been that type that I would sleep on my side. I tell you what, after seeing something like that go down, not no more. You feel me? Ass down, dick up. That's how it was. I slept on my back after that. Once I seen the way that people were going and the way that people would literally come in there and try to attack you when you're sleeping in your dorm. Not even in the same dorm as you. They're violating, you know what I'm saying? Look at all the speculations and codes that are being broken to get there. They're leaving their workplace, which that right there is a DR, because you're not supposed to not be working when you're supposed to be working. He worked in the chow hall. His ass left the workplace. Boom. Then he violated. So going to the other side of the compound to another dorm, that's an unauthorized area. So when you're in an unauthorized area, that's another DR right there. You feel me? Then jumped on an inmate. You know what I'm saying? Assaulting the inmate. Tried to hold the inmate down. Pulled a knife out. That's possession of a weapon. You know what I'm saying? And was trying to, you know, take that shit from him. You feel me? Which brings PREA in. You feel me? Prevent Rape Elimination Act. You feel me? That's the number they got everywhere around in prison that they want you to call if you see something like this go down. You know, and all this could have been avoided if that individual wasn't accepting them extra trays. You get what I'm saying? He was thinking that the dude was just cool with him. You know, and of course nobody asked him, well, how'd you meet him? Or you know, nobody asked their whole little fucking fairy tale, you know, but people wanted to know how you know him. Out of everybody in the damn compound, why'd he come to this dorm and jump on him? You know, that's why everybody was asking him. And he was like, man, he just gave me a couple free trays here and there, man. That was it. And that's where he messed up at. Now, what's crazy about the whole situation was that same individual who the bandit came there to take shit from, that individual right there ended up owing gang members after that. Because the gang members decided, since they didn't like how he came down to the dorm, and they knew it was kind of like their problem now, because when you got contraband, phones, dope, whatever it is you're doing to make money inside of the dorm, any type of problems get brought to the dorm, kind of like put your contraband and stuff at risk of being found. You know, it's kind of like making the dorm hot to where they'll shake down the dorm. So since this bandit was going crazy over this individual, and this individual was in the dorm, the dude had two ways to go about it. Either the gang members were trying to make him check in to where you get up out our dorm because he's coming down here strictly for you. You can go anywhere you want, but this ain't where you're sleeping at because he's making our dorm hot. You know what I'm saying? And by him upping up a knife makes it to where now the gangs are going to get involved and try to hurt him. You feel me? So that's the one way that the dude had to go with it. Or it was the gang will take care of that individual. And then when the gang takes care of that individual, so he won't come down there and make the dorm hot no more, cause any more scenes, and risk getting the dorm shaken down, and then finding anything that the gang members might have, you know, doing business with. Instead, they're going to take him out and get him off the pound for that individual. And that's what ended up happening. By lunch, that same bandit that came down there that used to be standing there breathing all heavily, drinking his chicory in the chow hall, by lunch, that boy was off the pound. The gang members handled it, got rid of him. But that individual who he came down there for was in like debt with the gangs. You know, and I don't think that debt ever ran out, to be honest with you. Because I started seeing after that, awfully a lot of times he would, you know, give shit to certain gang members, certain individuals and shit like that. And he did it for a while. I'm talking about like 5 months would go by and then it would just catch my attention. I'd see him hit the canteen window, or I'd be joking to one of my dogs about it. Boy, I remember when a bandit came here, boy, and tried to jump on that boy right there, boy. They gonna come here and try to jump on you. You be friendly with that bandit, you know, joking with my homeboys and shit. And then I'd see that dude hit the canteen window and hand some shit over to the gang members. You feel me? So it was kind of like, damn, he was in debt for the remainder of his time there, or them gang members. But he got spared though. He got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Because that bandit boy, he was craving. You know, he smelt the aroma in the air, and he got tired of giving and giving and giving them trays. So he felt like, you know what? This motherfucker ain't been giving nothing back in return. There's only one thing I'm interested in, so I'm gonna go down there and take it. Now just imagine what would have happened if everybody went to chow. Everybody but him. Or if it was somebody who wasn't gonna stand up and defend him, or help him out at least a little bit. Man, that dude would have went to our dorm, jumped on that dude with the knife. He brought the knife for a reason. So that means he was jumping on the dude to take the shit. And if the dude resisted too much, he was just going to put the knife to his neck and then take that shit while he held him at knife point. You see what I'm saying? These are the type of things you got to look out for. That's why you got to make sure, man, you do not accept things from these people inside of prison, man. Trust me. And it could be somebody that don't even look like a bandit, that could be on that type of time. Or the thing they give you, they may owe to somebody else. Or it might belong to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? And then you find yourself in a messed up situation. So it isn't like they're always going to show you their hand. You get what I'm saying? It's not like they're going to always be like, hey, I'm a bandit. You want to borrow this honey bun? No, it's not going to always go like that. You know, they might have a little do-boy, a little jizzle of their own that they'll give a honey bun to and tell them to give that honey bun to somebody. And then when that honey bun gets brought and then he owes him the honey bun, the bandit will step in and be like, nah, that was my honey bun. Okay, well, here's your honey bun back. Nah, it don't work like that. I don't need the honey bun. I don't need it. That ain't what I need. I need something else, you see. And that's how it goes. They'll end up, you know, doing freaky shit and trying to, you know, talk you into just giving it up. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to be aware and make sure you do not accept things from people inside of prison, man. You know what I'm saying? The stories, the things that I've seen go on and on and on. There's so many things that just get swept under the rug inside of prison on a day-to-day basis that it is nothing to come on here and tell y'all a situation that took place. You feel me? And when you do go to prison down here in Florida, you know, I don't know how it is if you get locked up and your main, you know, your first reception center is a different one other than South Florida Reception Center, but I'm pretty sure all of them, they give you that, you know, when you're first getting in, you know what I'm saying, like you're new. I'm pretty sure all of them show you that VHS tape where they tell you don't eat the Snickers off the bed or the honey bun off the bed, you know, and shit like that. They're trying to break you in to let you know don't be accepting stuff from people. They're trying to like give you a hint to let you know the type of things that go on in here without telling you what's gonna go on in here. That's the whole reason for that shit when you're in orientation. You feel me? And it's true, believe it or not. They don't just got that the VHS for nothing. They don't just show you that for no reason. But you got people that been to prison multiple times that sleep during that or just want to and not pay no attention because they already know. You get what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what, me, I've always heard about, you know, little things like this before I landed in prison myself. But it actually took, you know, I've been through the situation of watching the orientation video, but it actually took me witnessing a bandit jump on somebody else in the same exact dorm as me. Open bay dorm, just a few bunks down. Me waking up seeing that knows, oh, that tape wasn't all jokes. You see what I'm saying? I know back in the day, it was more frequently. People would take that shit more frequently. You know, but nowadays, there's a lot of people that just give it up anyways in there. But it's the fact that you got to be aware of who you're dealing with. And at the end of the day, do not accept things from others. Even if they act like they're your friends. Trust me. You're better off just figuring it out your own way. Do not get yourself in debt. And do not do any type of business with a bandit. Because I'll tell you what. They can play like they're your friends for the longest. And before you know it, they're going to want something in return. And that one thing they're going to want in return is going to be your manhood. So that's my advice to y'all. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. What y'all would have did in this situation. I know everybody's going to say that they would have wet the guy up. They would have flatlined the bandit. They would have made sure I would have killed them for even coming at me like that. And of course, that's what you would expect me to say I would have did too, right? But no, that ain't what I would have did too. I wanted to did no shit with the bandit in the first place. I wanted to accepted no trays. I wanted to did no deals. No back and forth, let me borrow, or here's this. Oh, you want an extra play, you can have that. Nah, I'm good, I'm straight. I'm good, I'm straight. And if you keep coming at me a couple times, keep trying when I done turned you down 2-3 times, then I'm going to pull my knife out before you even get it in your mind to think about coming and violating and running up in my dorm. You see, that's how I would have did it. I would have shut that shit down off rip. That's the best advice that I got for you. And that's what you should do inside a prison. Shut that shit down. Close them doors before they even open. Because once they hand you that extra tray, or they give you that soup, that bag of chips, that honey bun, whatever it is, a cigarette to smoke, you know, the littlest things, once they give you that, them doors are open now. And you got to be careful because they're only coming for one more thing after that. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to wrap this video up, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all already know, man, I mean that shit when I say it. I want to say thanks to everybody who dropped a comment, man, in my community tab that I just dropped. We passed the 100K. I appreciate that. As you can see, you know, we got way more subscribers than we do supporters. You feel me? But at the end of the day, it's y'all that I drop these videos for. And I'm going to keep dropping them shits, whether people like them, whether they don't like them. I got more people that do like them than ones that don't like them. So it is what it is. My videos are to teach y'all about prison. They're not just to talk about old stories and reminisce and brag that I've been locked up. No, it's more to let people know what really goes on behind them walls. You feel me? You could go there for a little bit and you could stay there. Or you could just end up not coming home at all. You know what I'm saying? You could die in there. That's why I drop these videos. I want y'all to know what it's really like. But anyways, man, y'all already know, like I said, drop in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the situation. And already, like I always say, man, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. Until next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog. What? Nobody can resist a good honey bun.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. Cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.